Hello, my name is Mackie, everybody. Oh my goodness. First of all, I am sorry that I didn't make any content for you throughout the second week of groups. And you know what? It's for very, very, very good reason. First thing, this is going to be one mi- recap video of all the groups into one. All the chaos that is going on in the groups and all the reactions and how do I do with my pick'ems. Well, let me see my pick'ems, Mackie. Let's see how I do. Holy cow, it is bad. It is bad. It is bad. It is really, really bad. Like, no scores for perfect groups. I mean, I got few right, which is an achievement, but yeah, that is just that's just bad. That was just really, really bad. Um, okay, okay, yeah, that's just bad. Okay, so how do we get to this point? Well, first of all, let's just go down breaking down group by group. First off, Group A, I have FBX, Down Kia, Rogue, and Cloud9. Now, the first couple of weeks was like Fun plus Phoenix. Down Kia were looking good. Fun plus Phoenix lost. And then Rogue and Cloud9 kind of struggled. Even Cloud9 were 0-3. Now everybody was thinking, that's pretty good. It's Down one and FBX just, you know, being 1-2, top of the table, fighting for first, and everybody else will be like, fighting for scraps, especially Cloud9. And then something incredible happened. Like, so I made a video about and I made a eulogy about, the EU and the NA being dead and the Eastern teams are gonna kick our asses. And that still be possible right now, consider the situation. But holy moly, how the damn hell did Cloud9 come back from 0-3 and just, make it past? I mean, going into this week, going into Friday morning, I was thinking that if Cloud9 can at least win against Rogue, that's fine, and everything else will be a bonus. Well, going into the last day, Down Kia beat FPX, and I was like, cool, cool, cool. Down is a really good team, cool. And then Cloud9 beats Rogue, okay, fine, similar fact. All FPX had to do is to beat Cloud9, and that should be it. They did not. They lost to Cloud9. And then Damwon had to beat Rogue. So Damwon are through. And then Damwon are through. Okay. FBX, do not panic. Just beat Rogue. Just beat Rogue. And you're virtually going to be in. Guess what, boys? They lost to Rogue. They just lost. They were 2-1 and looking comfortable, like virtually comfortable into the knockout stage. And then they dropped games to Damwon Kia, Cloud9, and Rogue. Down Kia fine. Rogue and Cloud9, I mean, that's bad. That's really bad for a team that had the best player in all of the LPL and probably the world. It's just bad. Just a really bad performance. Down Kia beat Cloud9, of course, and then you're thinking to yourself, okay, all right, all right. No more jokes, FPX. No more jokes. You're 0-3. You've been having a really, really crappy day. Crappy is the understatement. I was saying horrible, horrible showing by them. Can you at least win your tiebreaker game? Let's just see. Oh my goodness, you lost to Rogue. I cannot believe they did that. FBX 2-1 going into this week, looking like they're going to be in the quarterfinals. Lost all 4 games. All 4 in a day. A team with this quality, a team with this success, and a team with such incredible play just fell down to twice by Rogue, a team that notoriously known for playing slower and choking in big moments, and Cloud9, who has been up and down, all season, and they lost to both of them, and they're out. And guess what, everybody? FPX finished 4th. Yeah, Look at the standings, boys. FPX, your best team in LPL, finish fourth. Fourth. Behind Rogue and Cloud9. Of all the LPL embarrassments, this is right up there. Right up there with the worst. And I don't know what's gonna go on for FPX this off season. I mean, I don't know what the issue is with the team. I'm not, the kind of person who can make issues about transfers and politics and all this kind of stuff. That's for, other people and Reddit. But I'll tell you this, man. I mean, FPX is just, this is the absolute horror show by them. And yes, the loss to EDG kind of rocked their confidence a bit, but I expected better from them. I expected way better from Doinb, Tian, and even Nuguri himself as a world champion. I expected way better from them. The fact that they dropped the ball so hard, so big in a crucial situation is just, you know, I'm disappointed in them. I'm really disappointed in them. I'm really disappointed in FPX, and I hope those fans are too. And yeah, Chinese Twitter and Reddit is not a nice place. So if I were them, I would just have to, close their computers and just, throw them out for about a month or maybe a year before the LPL starts. I don't know. But anyways, so Cloud9 and Rogue overcomes all the odds and making an NA EU tiebreaker matchup, which was tense. It was tense. It was dramatic. It was kind of it was nail biting and everything like that. And then Cloud9 Perkz, playoff Perkz for those, and he kind of fumbled a bit, make some mistakes, like going in the river and going to the W. Like, I mean, those things kind of frustrate me, but when it comes to when the pressure is on and when the situation is dire, he came through the clutch. He made big play. He made some small plays, but small non-essential plays. But some of the players are actually contributed to the team, and that sets up Cloud9 success over Rogue. I mean, wow. I mean, let's remember last year that North America only have 6 wins in the groups. 6 wins. And TSM go over for 6. I mean, going into that week, we all thinking that North America may never get out of groups. Like, the notion is just feeling like North America will put up a good performance in week 2, but I feel like LCS will never make it out of groups. And then Cloud9, holy cow, from the brink of death, from the jaws of defeat, climb up and manage to salvage themselves a semifinal spot, their first semifinal spot in 3 years when they make it all the way to semis. I mean, how did they do it? How did they do it? I mean, we'll never know. I mean, the most inconsistent team actually found their consistency at the right time. Wouldn't know. Oh, shout out to Blabber. Blabber was incredible. Blabber was incredible during that day. He was amazing. Okay, Rogue. I mean, it hurts. Rogue did not make it. But you have to say you beat FPX twice, which is, considered achievement. Probably the 2 biggest wins of probably your entire existence. That and probably to being G2 this summer. I say you can say your team is growing. Your team is no longer like G2's dog. You're now one of the top teams in all of Europe. I mean, you have a young support. This is only your second year of groups. We're put in a really difficult draw again, but at least you can say that, you could have you put up a decent effort to at least have a chance to get out of it. And I feel like Rogue, if they would have been better on the first week, they would have been in this situation. It would have been better. 2-1 would have been amazing, but who do I know? Yeah. Rogue did well. They didn't get enough, but I feel like Rogue did absolutely well to just pat themselves on the back and saying, "Hey, we will get that next time." But it has to be on an easy group, man, because the last 2 years, man, Rogue and absolutely Riot is not doing any favors for them in their groups. I mean, 2 years in a row with 2 tough group stages. Praise God, they need to not avoid that again. You better win your playoff games in Rogue in order to do that. Anyways, Cloud9 looks good, and they deserve it after an amazing performance. And even Damwon Kia looking absolutely scary. Holy cow, this is not a team you want to face. The games look cleaner, the plays look awesome. They're just pushing lanes and all this stuff. I mean, this team is like, if you do not beat them within 20 foot, if you do not elong the game by about 10 or 15 minutes, it will be over by in 20. You know, that's the situation that Damwon Kia are. They are really, really a solid team right now. And everybody was thinking that, it will be FPX being top and Damwon second, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Literally wrong you know, about that. I mean, Damwon Kia just blew my expectations mind and, proved me wrong that the LCK are still a strong region, despite everybody saying that, oh, the LPL is such a really, really good region. I mean, this region's going to take places. And then, yeah, that didn't happen. I mean, in fact, this has been a really, really great tournament for the LCK overall. So, yeah, Dalmonkey are really, really scary. Scary. Really, really scary. You better watch out for them. They are a really threat for the title right now. Group B. EDG, T1, DFM, and 100 Thieves. Well, I got it wrong. But you know what? Let's just give a credit to Defamation Focus Me, who put up an incredible effort. Ari killing Faker, great moment. They nearly had that win. Huey. Huey headbutted Trinamere on that tower laser was incredible. And every single person in Japan just have their hearts broken by a million pieces. That has to hurt. That was kind of like the only game you needed to at least salvage something. Like 1-5 is horrible, but consider the fact, consider the history, consider that you haven't won anything at this stage for the LJL, it would be huge. And the fact that it didn't happen, it was awful. It was awful and it was horrible, and I felt bad for these players. But I will tell you this: they might not come back, and I'll tell you why. I feel like this has been the years of all their hard work. I watch a League of documentary series. If you want, you can go watch it. I will probably link up the description. But this may be the last time you get to see all these players again. As great as they are, you, these players, Evie, Steel, Ari, Yupita, and Gang, they could be gone. They could be snatched up by another team from, other East, or could be snatched up by the LPL or the LCK or God knows who. So I feel like this is like their one shining moment to get the LGL and make the LGL popular. But I just feel like right now, we will not be surprised if some of them will be called up to bigger and better things and bigger and better paychecks or something. So I always had to say arigato, DFM, great work. Sadly, it's not the result that you want, but you know what? You made history, and that's kind of like an achievement to me, especially in a group like this. Okay, you know what? 100 Thieves. 3-3. Your team, the way you beat EG, I just feel like this is. Your performance against EDG was great. It's just that the performance was so great. It was a little too late. You could have just done well. The DFM performance was kind of like that team is that performance was probably the reason why they never get in. They always lost to an LJL team. That was kind of bad. Um, and 100 Thieves put up an incredible performance against EDG, great performance. But I think you left too much on the table. You left way too much on the table. Have you would have been like, I don't know, a T1, if you would have beat T1 once, you could have just make a tiebreaker or something, and you could have beat EDG again. But who knows? I mean, who knows? They might get absolutely clapped by EDG, the way they've been playing right now. So this is their first Worlds appearance in 3 years, mind you. So I have to say this is it's a small achievement. It's a small achievement. Being EDG was good. They wish this team should have been more, but give them credit. Give them slack. It's their first tournament appearance in about 3 years. Some of the players who haven't played, who haven't, some days you're probably the only player who have like international experience. The rest of, okay, Hui, someday are the only two players who have international experience. Abadage, of course, but he was in Schalke. So some of the players they haven't even experienced what international competition looks like and feels like, and I think they take got a lick of experience, and I think they're gonna have to utilize that to grow stronger and be like that dominant force in NA because this is their first ever NA title, mind you, and they just break the dominance of Team Liquid, Cloud9, CLG, and Team Liquid. Question is, can they hold on to it? And I think that's probably for what next season is going to be provided. Can 100 Thieves hold on to the success, or that NA title will be more like a fluke or a flash in the pan or a one-hit wonder or something? That will be the question for many teams. I think this team had success. Can they keep up with it, and can they be better on the international stage? I think they can. But I think there's going to be a lot more questions and answers about the performance at Worlds, especially for EDG. I mean, EDG, man. EDG, man. I mean, you look so great early on in the season, and then you stumble so badly. T1 beat you pretty publicly, and then you lost 100 Thieves, and you got that win over DFM, but that was it. I mean, the horror show from LPL continues. I mean, look, EDG are good, but I don't know. It's just that they are just like a little sus to me. They're good. They got great players. Scout, in particular, they're really good. They know the map. They play well against champions. I mean, this team is really, really good and can be good enough to compete for worlds, but it's just that I don't know, man. I do not know if this team is like pretty strong enough to, beat all those teams. Especially consider their opponent for the quarterfinals, which I'm not gonna reveal yet. I think for some of the people who already watch and I think you already know the opponent, but for some of the people who don't or has not even woke up or haven't checked their phones yet, the group stage draw took place after the groups. I'm sorry, the knockout stage draw took place after the groups, and by God, I mean it's kind of scary, but I will not put my money on EDG the way they perform in the second week to even sniff at a chance of winning worlds. T1, I think T1 looks good. T1 are look like the scary team. The team that everybody's saying, hey, what about us? What about us? I mean, everybody was talking about, okay, you talk about Dalmor Kia and your Honda Life and your Gen Gs, but what about us? What about us? I mean, what about Faker? What about Gumiyanksi? What about Teddy? What about Owner or something? I mean, what about them? I mean, they are really good. They are a really scary team. I mean, look, they're not as strong as like Dalmor Kia, but they are good enough to, challenge the elite. And I will not be surprised if Dalmor and Kia or T1 might face off in the knockout stage for a finals appearance, which is gotta be like the scariest thing. I mean, just imagine Korea versus Korea in a semifinal. It'll be an absolute warbath. And I think if you're a T1 fan, this T1 team has been pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. Pretty consistent, dominating the week, winning 4 games in a row after going like 1-1 so far. And you know what? T1 are good. But are they strong? I mean, they're probably going to be strong enough against, an opponent from the quarterfinals. But beyond, I think given the bracket they are, I think T1 can run to the finals. Could is the strong underword here. But against this team, I don't know. I think there might be a chance. But don't sleep on T1. Just don't sleep on it. Group C. Right. Okay. RNG, Fnatic, PSG, and Hana Life. Okay, I got like one of them, two of them right. Perfect. RNG looks shaky. They look so good, and then they look absolutely shaky in the last week. I mean, I don't know what's wrong. They lost to Fnatic, which is bad. And then they lost to Hanwha Esports, which is also worse. And then they have to play a tiebreaker game, and then somehow RNG won. Can you imagine if Hana Life won that game? I'm gonna look at the bracket. Though this is a bracket for the draw for Worlds quarterfinals, which is taking place on Friday to Monday of this week into next week, of course. And I'm just gonna play the little what if scenario. So if Hana Life were to beat RNG, T1 would take on Hana Life, T1 would take on RNG, and Hana Life will take on EDG. And the way it looks like it, I just feel like, oh man, this is just feel like a lost opportunity for RNG. And you know, RNG does not look good right now in that second week. And I feel like this is a common theme for the LPL. The second week has not been incredible for them. It's not been hot. So these are the statistics, okay, nor the RNG EDG thing. These are the records for every major region in the second week. You got LEC 6-7, LCS 7-4, impressive. LCK 12-3. You know how many wins LPL have? You see the fingers? You see the fingers? You see the fingers? That's the number of wins. Four. Four. Same amount of wins as LCS as in losses. Four. The greatest region with some of the best players in the world and some of the best team fighting crap you can ever buy. The thing that I Will Dominate loves and cast, some of his matches are 4-11 in the second half. Now, of course, best of ones are a lot different than, best of fives, but it makes you want to scratch your head just a bit and just feel like, are the LPL teams are still good enough to win? And consider the draw right now with only two LPL teams still remaining, and only one of them will make it to the semifinals. There's a thing in the back of the head might say, okay, maybe China might still want to go out, but the way some of these teams are looking, I just feel like you never know. You never know. Might be an upset. Maybe NA can spring an upset, or maybe Gen G, who is like the unfancy team that nobody's even talking about, who's not as great in best of fives, can show up and spring a surprise. So I think it's the onus of both RNG and EUG to put up a really decent performance, especially in a game like this, to say that China still can't compete for Worlds. But it's gonna be tough for LPL right now. It's been a tough week for LPL, and it show reflected on the standings of some of the teams that they're in, but they do not have the confidence in the world. Hana Life look good. They look good. They look really good. I mean, great work by Hana Life, Jovi, Morgan, Deft. They were brilliant in these games, and I feel like Hana Life are just kind of like a team that slept on. I mean, remember they finished ninth, they finished eighth in summer playoffs, benefited from their spring performance. They were gifted the regional, went through the regional, played 5 incredible games against T1, and oh by the way, they'll face each other on Friday. Yay! Go to play-ins, went to groups, and now into quarterfinals. I mean, what a great run by Hana Life. Yes, this is maybe a trophy, carry team, but boy, this team. I mean, the sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, man. I mean, Willer. How about that Willer kid? That Willer kid is fantastic. He is 18 years old, and he was an academy player for T1. Whoa, oh my goodness. This should be fun. The former academy player against the big boys of T1. That's some spicy, man. That's some spicy meatballs. But he was incredible. But Willer is really, really good. And Morgan, Chovy, Depth. Okay, the Night Vista is kind of more shaky, especially where it's kind of shaky, of course. So I have to say that Hana Life are another scary team from Korea that you do not want to mess with. I mean, Hana Life was brilliant throughout the groups, throughout the play-ins. Yes, that one loss against Longjing, but still really, really good. And now they look really, really good, overcoming the group that have Fnatic in it. Although I'm gonna get to Fnatic later. They it's because of situation, but don't take away from how like esports get there, and their performance was good enough to do that. I think if you are a Live esports fan, this is the time to get excited. This is the first time since there were whole organization was brought from the Rocks Tigers organization, which is about, let's say, 2017. 2017, the last time, Hana Life made it through, which was, of course, Rocks Tigers before the rebrand and before the whole team was bought to Hana Life. This team is good enough to compete. And given the regional matchup, I will not be surprised if they will give T1 a scare or two. And can you believe it? The two dark horses will face each other in the quarterfinals. Get hype, Korea. You might be gonna wake up at 3 a.m. for this. Um, yeah. So I think Hana Life are really good. Okay, PSG, fine, 3-3. I mean, the performances are great. The performance was not. I mean, but you got to say PCS did okay. It's just that the performances were kind of lacking, especially beyond game. And I felt bad for Doggo. I said again, Doggo deserved better, and even PSG deserved better. I mean, this is a great PCS team, but they just losses against RNG and Hana Life was just not so great enough, and it was like they were they're not good enough. They're just not good enough. I mean, this team, and maybe this region have to be better. They need to up their game just a bit if they want this region to succeed. If they want their region to compete with these boys. It's tough. It's not gonna be easy, but But hey, I'll tell you what. Maybe PSG can sign Doggo for a permanent move. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If they want to succeed, Doggo's your man. You can call them. His team is in really, really shitty straits right now, so maybe you should pick up a phone, call him, and be on his team and ride that victory to success. Hopefully. Fnatic, Fnatic, Fnatic. I felt bad for you. This is the one time I kind of felt bad for you. I know you want me to say that I'm disappointed in this team. I am, sad that this team did not make it, and horrible. But consider the circumstances that was plaguing your team, the upset family situation, the Whipple deleting the Fnatic account, and all of those things. It was like you have an ingredient, you're supposed to have ingredients for an incredible cake, and instead you were given crap ingredients that were never supposed to be making a cake. And then you have to realize you just have to make a cake. It doesn't matter how good the cake is, or it doesn't matter how tasty the cake is, you just have to make a cake. And they just make a cake. It wasn't a great cake, but you know what? They just made a cake. At least they beat RNG, which is a solid achievement. I woke up, saw Adam popping off pretty well, against that RNG team, and I was like, here we go. Fnatic Miracle Part 2, 2017 reboot, Electric Boogaloo, and then they lost to Hana Life, and then I was like, yeah, I was done. I was not watching any more matches. I was not watching any more matches, except, of course, the Hana Life RNG game for the tiebreakers. And I felt sad. I felt sad for this team. First time in 7 years that they were out. They do not finish out. They do not get out of groups, which is on one hand is an achievement, but the other hand is like the streak got to come to an end, but not like that. Not like that. I mean, even Whipple said it himself. The fact that the team that they talked to him about the situation and all those kind of things, you feel for this team after everything they have gone through to even get to this point. And the fact that they have to scramble and make all the necessary time to trying to, get Mr. Bean up to speed, and he was good. Bean was actually really good. He was really, really good, and maybe you will not be surprised if any LCC might call him up and put him on the lineup. Consider that Jesala from Astralis got released. This could be the perfect time, Bean, to make that jump. But in all honesty, if you're a Fnatic fan, this is disappointing. But consider the circumstances and the hand that you have dealt with. I said you have to take this situation and just move on. And if I were upset, I would, I will, the team, by the way, the whole thing is in Europe, so they don't have to go home. The team might climb on a car, jump on a bus, and you know what? He has to just address this. He has to just address this, and I think the whole team will forgive him. I don't think he meant to throw his team under the bus. Have this team have been better with upset in the lineup? Yeah. I would think Fnatic would at least get through bar. Look at the group. I was thinking Fnatic might at least get second. At least. But it's not his fault. Fnatic fans, if you're watching this, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He's human. He had a situation and he had to go. Family comes first in life. We love to play League of Legends and play video games all the time, but family comes first, and I understand that. And I know it leaves Fnatic in a crappy situation, but you have to understand that if it was me on his shoes, I would have done it. I would have done it, bar none. I would just say, you know what, winning League of Legends, winning Worlds is so important. But you know what, family comes first, especially in these crazy times, with COVID and all the stuff. So I feel for him. I feel for the team. I feel for the fans. I know you want to spew hate on him, but you know what? It is what it is. And the fact that Fnatic decided to, let's just, change our plan. No, they stick to the plan of what they got in there, being ultra aggressive, being greedy, and all those kind of stuff. They couldn't just, throw out the plan and just be like, because everything. No, 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 no. They be same team all year round, and we kind of adored it. Their over aggression was kind of like the reason why they are not in the groups, and that's fine. You can't do that against, especially these two teams that can punish your over aggression too much. But you know what? They don't care. They just came here, have a good time, have fun, and enjoy this moment. No, I do not think Fnatic needs to change their lineup, change anything this year. If you know what, if you can put Bean as like a substitute in case anything bad happens, sure. But I'm not expecting Fnatic to blow up that lineup. I'd say keep the lineup that it is, and whenever situations comes up, it's okay to just talk about it and you know, you know, understand about it. Even Niski was kind of sad and upset after being RNG. So yeah, it's been a rough ride for Fnatic. It's been a really, really rough summer, to be honest. Probably a tough year. You lost to Schalke in the playoffs of all teams. Then you had to go through so much game fives to even get to Worlds. And then one of your players who haven't played in Worlds, mind you, one of three players, four if you count Bede, to have not even played at Worlds. You know, was not in there, and then you had a substitute being, you didn't have any practice. So they were given a really, really tough situation, and it made the situation even more tougher by their own selves. And I think they blame nothing but themselves, and they have to own with it, and move on from it. They're a professional they are a professional team. They are a really good team, and I don't think this horrible performance can deteriorate how great a team like Fnatic is. Do not expect Fnatic to lie down in their laurels. They will come back stronger, hungrier, and will climb all those mountains to success. So yeah, good luck in your off season. Hopefully, will be well. First off, I need a glass of water. You know what? No glass of water. Actually, I do. Glass of water. Be right back. Well, 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 Group D. Today was chaos. Today was absolutely chaos. I mean, if Hollywood would have scripted this, he would have just sent this thing to Hollywood and they would have won like 50 Oscars. But holy cow, this was absolutely something. This was like everything that was supposed to go crazy, absolutely, go crazy. So right now, Group D has not even finished locking, but I expected, some points here because I have Mad Lions at like a top two, so I get like 2 points. LNG not in there, so I got none. Solo Gen G, and I think I got Team Liquid down, so I got 2 more points. So that means I got like 19 points, which is awesome. But I mean, not as awesome as I don't know Baron Nash. I mean, huh? Wow. My Dominant have 19 points. Lyric of 21. Penguin, who's an LCK, who is an LPL caster, who casts some of the playing games. Shout out to him. 17 points. Predicted. Let's just say that predicting worlds is kind of hard, considering the drama and chaos that comes with it. And Group D was like the pinnacle of chaos. So let's just break it down. So going into the day, you got 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, and then right now you're praying for absolute chaos. Yeah, sure. You have to. I'm an EU guy. I'm from NA, but I love watching LEC. I watch the LEC, so my heart was praying for a Man Lions win. Like I don't care if Man Lions get that like second or first. I just want Man Lions to go through for the sake of EU. Like so I woke up, going to the day. I only watched the second match. And then it was Team Liquid beating LNG, which was like, holy cow, amazing. And then I look up and I see Gen G lost to Mad Lions, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. This is bad. This is really, really bad. This cannot be happening. Okay, let me just get out of this. Get out of here. So, going into the next round of robins, let's go down here. So Genji are three. So Genji going into this are 3-1, and then followed by LNG 2-2, Team Liquid 2-2, and Mad 3-1-3. And I was going, and okay, let's just focus on the numbers down bottom. And I was going into the thinking that Mad Lions need a miracle. They need a Cloud9 miracle. Not a Cloud9 miracle, but they need a miracle of all miracles. I mean, this team all year, Mad Lions, we'll focus on the other teams, but this team, Mad Lions, have been backs against the wall so many times when the situation is just tough. 10K goal leads, and 10K goal leads against Rogue, and you know, being pushed back on down one again in the MSI. I mean, this team, like the mental fortitude. I mean, you could just look at the situation and say, yeah, Man Lions are done. EU is done. We're doomed. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna bother watching the LEC. That sucks. I'm thinking about watching the LCS this next year, which congratulations LCS, you actually make some achievements and actually get some wins against brilliant opponents. But I'm sorry, but unless LCS can achieve that, I ain't watching your crap. But I will watch it for freaking Captain Flowers. That's it. That's just it. Just saying. Um, no offense to these guys, they're great. So yeah, 1-3. I realize that Mad Lions have to win. Mad Lions have to win. And then LNG kind of helped us in beating Genji. So now we have to beat Team Liquid. I mean, we beat Team Liquid, we're still in. We don't, we're out. And guess what happens? We beat Team Liquid. Okay. So going into the last group games, my feeling is like there's a possibility for even more craziness. Unless, Genji and LNG won, and then, what, we might be in for tiebreakers. So, LNG versus T, I was thinking, okay, Team Liquid beat Genji, they were probably going to win, and blah, blah, blah. Everything will be fine, and you know what? It's just, Genji might win and everything will be sad. And then Jensen, flipping Jensen on Syndra did this. This is from I Will Dominate. This is from the I Will Dominate stream.
Fighting until Mega is like potentially able to be
you're not gonna hear
used
any
again.
sound, but
That's
you
like the
can
number
just
one thing that the
understand
casters and everything should be
where this
focusing
play
on is
comes
Mega
from.
timing here.
He just did this. So they were roaming on the mid lane and then
Oh,
he pulled
Ruler!
the
Ruler!
absolute
Ruler's dead!
stun,
Ruler's dead! Big play from
shut
Jensen!
down
Let's
on
go!
Misfortune.
Come on!
And then
Oh,
some
they
other
kick!
kills,
They kick
big
Clint!
kick,
They
Lee
kick Clint!
Sin,
Oh my god, they're doing
and
it, boys!
Golden on the Kiana. No,
Let's
Tian,
go!
and what a clutch. That secures Elder, and that pulverizing Team Liquid into a huge, huge win over Genji. But probably, big win over Core JJ's former employees, but that's great. So, right now, Team Liquid guaranteed tiebreakers. And of course, it's on down to Mad Lions. So, unless Mad Lions can run them down in 17 minutes, then of course we play Genji later. And then of course they did not run down in 17 minutes, so that means we have to play LNG again. Why do I mention again? Because yep, they beat them. They beat LNG. So that creates something that has never happened at Worlds, and I will pray to God will never happen before at Worlds, and pray to God will never happen again. Or, because of course all the format change and talks and crap. A 4-way tiebreaker. Yeah, I said it. A 4-way tiebreaker. So of course they put up a tournament, and a mini tournament, and it will tournament on time. Mad Lions, you know, Mad Lions and LNG will go first, and then Team Liquid and Gen G, and of course Gen G will go against Team Liquid, and Jensen was on the Syndra end. But this time, BDD was like not so fast and pulled some absolute Zoe bubbles, getting like 2 kills with 0 vision. Whew. BDD was cracked in that game. Yeah, Team Liquid lost. I felt sad. Team Liquid lost because I felt kind of sad because I'm looking at this bracket and I was thinking like TL and Mad Lions, the 2 last Eastern teams going through to the going to the quarterfinals. It will be like heaven to me. And then Gen G just beat them, and I was like, I'm kind of sad for Team Liquid. They put up a good effort, really good effort to at least get to the tiebreakers and make a good point. Jensen was good. Hats off for Team Liquid. They did well. They did absolutely well. The fact that only one team from North America in the last several years, not named Cloud9, to make it out of groups was TSM back in 2014. That's it. Team Liquid can't even get out of groups, even if they try. Look at them. Look at this. Look at this craziness. Look at all this craziness. And Team Liquid had one job to beat CoreJJ's former employees, to send them home, to make Gen G and Korea cry, and they did not. They did not. And I just like, wow. That's just sad, bro. So every Eastern fan are looking at Mad Lions. Even every EU fan looking at Mad Lions. Mad Lions versus Longxin Gaming. Mad Lions win, they go through. I don't care about seeding. I don't care if we get absolutely ass whooped by Gen G. We're going to go through if we win. And the game was absolutely bonkers. I will not show you the whole match because that will take way too long. That will take me like way too long of a video when I do not want that, especially this night. But I'll tell you this. It was bonkers of a game. And the finish was
That's unfair, I know. Tactical.
Was absolutely amazing. I was like screaming, holy cow and holy cow and holy cow and all those kind of stuff. It was wild. It was absolutely wild. I'll show you the finish to the game. I'm not gonna show you everything. I'll show you the finish of the game. So it was like a madness kind of game. So you got Team LNG, Ale got 2 kills early on the bot side with Kennen, another 2 kills over there, and Mad Lions was like huge deficit. I was like, oh my god, we're screwed. I was saying game over. I was literally saying game over. After that moment, I was like, no way Mad Lions can win now. That was it for EU. EU was virtually dead. I was gonna want another LCS, and then through Mad Lions' sheer incredibleness, and Mad Lions, it feels like every single time Mad Lions were supposed to be losable, they just find their ways to win. Okay, Elder Drake. So Light, Elder Drake. The Elder Drake. Okay, I'm gonna show you the Elder Drake. The Elder Drake. Okay.
Running out of icon.
All right.
Is
Elder Drake.
and he much damage. He'll be
so
close. My words.
right there.
They're actually...
Okay, right there. The Elder Drake. So Light have not been killed yet. He's like the only good guy with the bigger damage. If Light kills like everybody and gets like the other dragon, the game was virtually over. They got like 3 kills to 2. Pretty good job. And now
this is where something's going on. Light is right here.
This is where every single EU fan right now is having like heart power evasions.
Down, but
All
no
around
one's
the world.
anywhere
It is
near
okay.
him. Icon could TP in
Ten towers.
20 seconds. This is
It's going
realistically
out pretty fast,
uncontestable
5,000 health.
unless they somehow win a
Leon tried to come
2v3.
in.
But how should that even
It's getting
work?
tight.
Damage to Carzzy. His mana
tight.
pool's a bit low. Iwandi puts the ulti in,
comes
but he
in.
jumps the wall.
Pretty
Reset
scary,
comes
and
in.
then
A
holy
charm, a
cow.
knockup, Elder Dragon.
Humanoid. Human flipping Noid. That guy who has been with Splice and then to two man lines team that made it the world. He's the Mr. Splice Mad Lions of this team. The only, player from that Splice team that made it to Worlds 2 years ago. I mean, he carried that game. 7 kills, 3 deaths, like 14 assists. And the way he played the poke, forcing them fashions and all those kind of stuff, as the analyst said, he was instrumental. He was really instrumental to the team's victory. And that was important. And the finish, holy cow. I'm going to show you the finish. I'm going to look
Away,
the finish.
but they're still down to inhibitors, and Carzzy's going to push in top.
Top lane,
Going for the threat on top side. There's no inhibitors there. He's going to get those minions and threaten the Nexus turret. You have to answer.
Send Ryze. Ryze has TP, so he can answer the wave and join for the push. They might try to end. Armut's dead for 33 seconds, and LNG.
I was looking at the Elder, and I was looking at game over. Game over right there. They got the minions. They got the damage. They got Light, who has not been killed. I mean, I was thinking to myself, if they killed Light, the game is over. I do not care. I mean, the top lane is open. They kill Light.
Want to make quarterfinals. Humanoid steps away, but his crit down to 1300. This game could end
And then, my God, Carzzy, he had the
right here. And they
This almost feels like the Pain Gaming. It feels like the Man Lions vs. Pain Gaming series from MSI. It was like.
the reinforcements. Elioya's on the way. A knockup means a death.
And then Light killed Kai'Sa, and I was thinking that was over.
1 for 1.
That was just a support.
Supports are dead. Light has a Guardian Angel, and that gets popped. Carzzy won.
And then, I think it was Armut. No, not Armut. Armut didn't respond for about 25 seconds. And also, he had TP, so if Armut responds, he can TP right to the base and end the game right there.
What's a bit more? Will it happen? True shot barrage. Not going to get a whole lot done. Light can lifesteal.
Look at it.
And he will not be killed by Humanoid.
Look at the poke coming out from the Mad Lions. The wave is there. LNG are committing.
A big dive. GA pops. Icon Zonius. Tarzan low. Tarzan dunk is going to miss, and Carzzy kills him. The base alive. But Light is not. Humanoid on the chase. All at 800 health. Icon at 50. Humanoid chain will not land.
Mad Lions are successfully able to hold the line. Look at Armut. Armut to the back of the base. He has a wave in his back door as well. And they're looking to make their way to the quarterfinals.
True
They
shot
run
barrage.
fast enough.
2 guys dead. Ball game, man.
Is the ace, and the last hope of Europe is still alive. LNG have been defeated, and Mad Lions will maybe join the quarterfinals. Respawn's on the way, but you have to believe Leona's not going to defend the base. Mad Lions were 1 and 2, and they made it happen.
I mean, I was avoiding that game at the play because I didn't want to watch the game because I was nervous as an EU watcher who watch a lot of EU games. I was absolutely nervous. How long is? Okay, 53 minutes. Wow, I was absolutely nervous, like literally nervous. During the entire game, and for that Mad Lions to come out strong in the team fights, to avoid Light and to pull down the biggest kill in their life. Carzzy put up the absolute quadra kill, literally, of his life to win that game and send Mad Lions to their first ever quarterfinals, which is, given the year they have, it's a considered achievement. And how they get there is amazing. They just team fight their way to a victory, which is not pretty and it's not great, but they got the job done. Mad Lions, some way, somehow, got the job done. And my goodness, I was like, I'm happy for them. EU going to the quarterfinals, I'm happy. The 7-year streak still alive. We're great, and I'm happy. And then, after 8 hours, literally 8 hours since their first matchup, think about it. Think about this really hard. Hana Life Esports and Gen G and Mad Lions started the day from let's see, right here like 8 hours ago. Like they started here, and then they started here that day on Monday, and then it was like 8 hours of absolute madness, heart palpitations, drama, tears being shed, and all those kind of stuff. And literally, they ended the day and probably the group stage with playing again in another hot palpitating matchup that Genji won, which it hurts, but you know what? Consider the circumstances and the long mental warfare the day has brought to both teams. I understand. You know what? Who cares? We're through. We're out of groups. Who cares? We're happy. They're happy, sort of. I mean, it would have been great if we get like the 1 seed because rematch of MSI. I mean, yeah, man, Lions go 5, but the way Dalmar Kia looks right now, yeah, this doesn't look good for them. Yeah, so yeah. Anyways, good work from Mad Lions. Not easy. They did not have their stuff. They did not play great. They were really good against Longjing. I mean, the Longjing was kind of great because they were early game scrimmage with the Poppy jungle was fantastic, really fantastic by Yoyoya. I mean, that's something that Mad Lions didn't have, the early game domination. And you cannot, and I just hope that the early game against Down Monkey will be as great, and if they can match that, that would be fine. And I don't know. If Mad Lions, in a 35-minute fight, down 10k goal lead, they will fight to hell. They will not give up until the Nexus falls. They will scrap, and they will fight, and they will claw their way to victory no matter how much the goal deficit is. And I love this team. They represent everything about Europe. They do not give up. They do not give a damn about their situation or the circumstances that it's given. They will fight like hell. Look, Fnatic got a 1-5 record, but they fought like hell. Rogue were 2-4. They're not making our groups, but they fight like hell. They will keep fighting till the bitter end. And I like about this region. I love it. I watch LEC for a reason. And of course the good content. But still. Yeah. Also, really disappointed from Longjing. First time in Worlds groups, and they put up a great effort. Some of the good players, Icon, Ali, Tarzan, they're all really good players. Shame that it ended like this. And Icon with Light and Wani, all of them were really good. It's a shame that it ended like this, especially for an LPL right now that once again did not show up in week 2. It's been bad. It's been a bad week for LPL in week 2. 4-11. Jesus, in the second week. That's just bad. And it contributed to 2 LPL teams knocking out, and now 2 LPL teams facing off. It could be 1 LPL team in the semifinals, but who knows? Oh, I just wish this bracket would be double elimination. I just wish. Maybe you'll write off in the comments and tell me what you think. Maybe you'll like this video and tell me what you think about double elimination brackets for Worlds. I'm up for it. I mean, we got double elimination in CSGO, in T1, TI, Valorant, and all this kind of stuff. Why can't we have double bracket in this? This is just too simple, too bland. And I get it, we wanted to make sure that Worlds like a month-long tournament, but just come on, you know what? Cut the group stage games short and make the bracket, longer. More drama, more storylines, more content, more broadcasting time, That's all fine by me. I don't know how they'll do it, but it's Riot. If they make actions kits, overpowered, then I guess, they can try to make the group stage at least more decent, and the bracket stage will look more jacked more. But you know what? That's probably. I mean, every fan wants double elimination bracket so bad. I think, they gotta give the people what they want sometimes. Yeah, so LNG and Team Liquid, sad, not in, horrible. Mad Lions Gen G survive and advance. through pure nutrition and incredible mentality for both teams. Incredible for them, especially Gen G. And I'm nervous for Gen G, man. I mean, Gen G does not look great. I mean, I just watched the video reaction of Cloud9, and I just seldom. Be careful what you wish for Cloud9, Gen G. Yes, Cloud9 may be shaky, but they can put on a great performance. And even Perks can, put out some incredible clutch performances. And I think I just heard Rain. Yes, I heard Rain at around 1:09 in the morning. Amazing. Portland, am I right? Anyways, Gen G really, I mean, geez, this team is not it, man. This team is shaky. They were doing well, beating my lines, and then they lost to LNG and Team Liquid. I mean, you put on incredible performance against Mad Lions, and then you lost to LNG Team Liquid. That's been the story of this team all throughout their existence. They've been a really good team some days, and then it could be a shaky team the other days. And yes, Cloud9 may be beatable by your eyes, but I'm not gonna pass about Cloud9, man. Cloud9 could scare you and could beat you. So you better be on your good day, especially in best of 5, where they mostly choke sometimes, except finals. But they mostly, okay, no, actually around semifinals, finals time, but not in quarterfinals. But the choking could happen for Gen G, and this is not gonna be pleasant, especially for many Korean fans who expected, after the domination of Korea in group stage, the last thing you want is just one team to lose to, NA of all regions. That's not gonna fly, especially for many Korean fans. Not Gen G, not anybody else. So that concludes the group stage and all the predictions and all the craziness and all the chaos that has surrounded the group stage. I had fun. This is my first time watching it. I watched it on LoneEsports.com, and I got some pretty good capsules. Pretty good. I got some icons, emotes, small stuff. I mean, I just, wanted an egg, so I can get this fat guy. This fat guy. Yeah. I want this fat guy. I want this little chubby guy for TFT, He's big. He's hungry like me, I want a Rito. Give me that. If Rito can hear me at around 1:11 a.m. or they're not, maybe in the morning, and if they see my video like this, I want this chunk. I don't care. Just give it to me. Give it to me. Who am I kidding? Maybe I overreacted. Riot has better things to do, buffing more champions and making broken runs like Vex. They don't care about anybody else but themselves. That's business. And that's the way the world is. And that's how this video ends. I mean, it's late, 1:12 a.m. I will probably take a day off, watch some shows, maybe read a book or something, play video games. And on Thursday, we will preview the knockout rounds. And of course, I'll go into depth of all 3 of them. And then, of course, I have to pick the winners of them. It'll be fun. Hopefully, my pickings for the groups will knockout will be much better than this atrocity. Let me just see if I can refresh if they are lock of Group D. Internet, not so great. Yeah, they're not gonna show, but they're probably gonna show, the points for Group D. But I hope the knockout stage will be better. But hey, League of Legends, crazy crap happens in Group D today, and the way Group A finished just proved that League of Legends is not a game you have to take lightly. It's war, and you gotta fight like it. So hey, so to all the teams that have made it too far, congratulations. To all that are not, good try. We'll see you next season. Hopefully you get better. And you know what? Be awesome. Be legendary. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.